Hello, my name is Richard Anthony Marca, and this is my homework 8 for CSC 323. This assignment is for practical AI with Vertex AI, Gemini, and Google Cloud Functions. We are supposed to show an HTTP triggered endpoint that supports translation and image labeling using Translation API and Vision API, HTTP trigger end that uses Vertex AI Gemini to answer a question, and an event arc triggered function that automatically extracts text from PDFs, images, or audio files uploaded to cloud storage and saves the output to Firestore. First thing I'm going to, let me just pause. The first thing I'm going to do is show what the settings are under IAM. These are the settings I created, and this is the service account. And if I go over to the service accounts, if I go to event arc for the triggers, here's the event arc file for the event arc part. So as you can see, it's empty because I haven't put anything in yet. This is the file processor trigger. And here is the Firestore that was created, which doesn't have anything in it right now because I'm going to show the testing. Let me show you how the files look. And here's my homework 8 folder, which has 3 files for the 3 separate APIs. The Translation Vision API, the Gemini QA API, and the file processor. And here is a brief overview of the main Python file for the Translation Vision, which you can see it's going to have an error for missing text and target language for the translation. This is for the image URI to label. And this is the requirements.txt file for translation. And here is the requirements text for that. And here's the main file for the file processor. And here is the requirements text for that. And here's the main file for the file processor. Here's the requirement text for that. I had to add this because it kept wanting to use the wrong cloud events, but now it's using the correct one. So let's test this with a simple hello world translation to Spanish. And if you see here, it shows that it translated the correct text to Hola Mundo instead of Hello World. Let's just try that again for something a little bit more complications. So if I do that, it even gives us, because there are 2 things for little, let's just say, oh, I don't put in the target language. So if I put in hello without a target language, it's going to show that you're missing the required keys for text and target language. Let's just say, wait, I want something that's an image. If I push this for the vision, this is a cat image called Wake Up Cat from Cloud Samples. It's going to give it the scores for all these things. So if I actually open this up, this is the actual Wake Up Cat. And you're going to see that the labels under the cat, let's just say I forget to put an actual image. Well, now if I try running this, you need to provide the image URI or image context. So that shows that you need to actually have something there or else it's not going to work. Now I'm going to test the Gemini question asking API. So now if I use this, it should work. May take a second for it to reply. That's the wrong question. But at least it answered it correctly. So let me try the other question I had that I created myself. Is mayonnaise an instrument? Well, at least it works. No, mayonnaise is not an instrument. It is a condiment, a food item. And it even knows the reference is from SpongeBob. It does actually answer the questions correctly. Now let's just say I don't give it a question. Well, if I don't give it a question, it misses the key question. Or let's just say I just say hello, it still misses the question. So even if it isn't a blank, it'll still show the correct error. And now for the event arc multi-model. So let me go to this one for that. I accidentally already did one of the uploads, so that was the image text, but let's try. See it again, see if it works. This test right here, well, there's going to be an error. So the reason why this failed isn't because I did something wrong, but it's actually showing something I did right, which is that an anonymous caller does not have permission to do this because of the security I put in. I need to have an authorization. So let's use this command that has the actual authorization. And voila! Let's actually try another example with the audio text from before. And here we go. Now it shows the ID, the bucket, the generation, the content type, which is the M4A, the size, the time created. So it has all these things. And if I refresh the bucket, there's the M4A audio file, which has been successfully uploaded. But now let's try the PDF, which I have renamed because the original name has a bunch of spaces and symbols. And if I enter this, it should give us the ID, the storage object, the links, the name, the bucket, generation, the meta generation, the size. So the raw buckets, if I refresh this, let's refresh. There we go, with the study guide. But these are just the raw buckets. This is not exactly what we're looking for. So let's go under, and this is the event arc trigger in case I forgot to show it before, which shows multiple triggers recently. There should be 4. This should be working. Just need to refresh this. Here we go. The process results. It even extracted the text correctly, which was free as a bird. Here's a summary of free as a bird, which if you go to the editor, free as a bird. So it actually did extract the information correctly. Now, let's get the audio. And there is the audio file. And what I said was, but there was 3 anomalies. Here's the PDF with the updated name. So now if, gotta wait a little bit because it takes time to process it. There it is, it just added. And that is exactly what was in the study guide, which if I pull up the study guide, is just a list of things to look at. Which if you look into the Firestore Studio, Well, that's basically what this shows, is the core computer science fundamentals. That is it for this assignment. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one.